And this is one of our more popular interior finishes.
Gray?
Well, we like to call it dark white.
That color looks just like unpainted drywall.
All right, you got me. It is unpainted drywall.
So what do we do about all those screw holes and tape lines?
Well, I'm no interior decorator, but you're gonna hang pictures, right?
This is the part of the construction phase where you really get excited about your home because now the drywall's up, it's tape embedded, you're finally figuring out what the home's gonna feel like as far as room dimensions, ceiling heights, where everything's gonna be. Good time, but a time to make another decision, and that's the texture that's actually gonna go on our walls now that they're tape embedded. There's a lot of textures to choose from, and once you put that paint on top of it, it's gonna be very expensive to take that texture off and change it, so we need to pick up front. Our first texture here is very easy to put on. It's called orange peel. It's really just sprayed right onto the wall. The reason they call it orange peel is because that's exactly what it looks and feels like, just like an ordinary orange. Next to it, we have a texture that you apply the same way. You spray it on with your gun, but then they actually drag a trowel across the top of it very lightly and just knock the top edges off of it. It's called a splattered rag. So you can see it's a very different look. Instead of all those little dots, now we have some big sections here. And it's great if you're using some different color paints because it really brings out the highlights between the tops that are smooth and these little valleys in between. This next texture is called a sponge, and that's exactly what it looks like. You went in real tight with a sponge and then try to pull the texture off the wall. So it very intricate pattern, a lot of details, it never repeats itself, a lot of points on it, sharp. If you use different color paints, trying different faux techniques, this might be the choice for you. Next to it, we have what's called hand trowel. You can see it almost looks like a stucco exterior on a home. They just took a hand trowel on a lot of mud, started moving it around there. Again, a varied technique. It doesn't look the same in any one place. Very much like a fresco almost. So if you wanted an aged look on your wall, you could put this up there and then maybe chip away a little bit of it even. Painted a lot of different colors or antique the wall. But again, a lot of different looks are possible. Now when you get a wall hand troweled, it is going to cost extra because you got to put a lot of texture on there and actually do a lot of physical labor. But you can see when you put the different color paints on it and some glaze and give it an antique finish, it really looks nice. Prices vary across the country on different types of textures. Some places where I build, it costs extra to have the wall textured perfectly smooth. Other places it's a standard and it costs more to have a splattered rag like this. It just depends on where you live and what the labor force is used to in your area. But pick out the texture that you want before you paint those walls, because after you move in, it's going to be a major hassle and a lot of expense to come back in, sand down walls, retexture them, and put on paint without getting a mess on everything. If you have any questions at all about home building, contact us on the internet at michaelholigan.com.